News out of the Wellington Phoenix a few hours ago. They have announced that head coach Giancarlo Italiano has re-signed with the club for the 2025-26 season. Now this comes as very much coming into this current A-League season. There's speculation about whether Chiefy would re-sign for the Phoenix, having been given a new contract, well deservedly after his impressive last season with the Wellington Phoenix, where he took them to their best ever finish in second place in the league, but then of course falling short in the two semi-final legs. But kind of getting halfway through the season, where the Phoenix started dropping off results, there was kind of speculation whether he'd actually stay on as coach. There were people saying that they wanted him gone. There were also other people saying that they wanted him to stay, that the injuries, but also the less budget team as well. Remember, the Phoenix don't actually have much of a budget to spend. And also just in general, the players coming through the academy not being able to adjust to first-team football as they've been rushed through the system to get A-League minutes due to the injuries they've had this season. That's been very much a big part of why the Phoenix fans believe that Giancarlo Italiano should be gone. But the Phoenix have obviously seen his side of the view. He, of course, reportedly did give an inside presentation on why he should be staying at the Phoenix, and it looks like the board have approved that, and Italiano will be staying with the Phoenix next season. What will be interesting to see is actually whether he'll actually get a bigger budget next season. Obviously, we do know the budget was quite low this year. Will we see the likes of lone midfielder Francesco Heraldez, I should say, rather, I keep getting his name confused. Francesco Heraldez will stay on. We know there's a bit of difficulty around bringing him in on a permanent, but we just saw how much he changed this Phoenix team since coming in on loan, and I think the Phoenix, if I was them, would be making him my top priority re-signing. And I think if he comes in as a permanent signing, plus a few more players to bring in next season, then certainly I believe the Phoenix will be in a better place than they have been this season. Despite that their season actually record hasn't been too bad. I mean, yes, 6 wins, 6 draws, 12 losses. It isn't amazing. 13 points off the top 6 where you need to be to make the A-League finals. But their goal difference actually isn't that bad. Yes, 27 goals for the second least amount of goals scored by an A-League team this season, and 40 goals against, which isn't terrible, but it's not fantastic either. So there just hasn't been a season for the Wellington Phoenix. But despite that, the Phoenix have kept faith with Giancarlo Italiano, which I guess is a good decision coming, being that, of course, the injuries and that haven't been his own fault. But if you look at their women's team, of course, getting rid of their head coach, Paul Temple, there was a bit of maybe questioning whether the Phoenix would do the same for their men's coach, being that David Dome, their general director, came out and said that it wasn't the season they wanted for him, the targets were not met, which kind of gave that little bit of hint that maybe that he's going to be moved on as well, Italiano, but that has not happened, and the Phoenix have re-signed him. So that's news out of the Wellington Phoenix just a few hours ago. Head coach Giancarlo Italiano has re-signed with the Phoenix men for 2025-26 A-League men's season.